because that literally put the nail in the coffin for me. Did I say that right? In the nail, hit boom, coffin nail. You know what I got?
Like the ice on the cake.
Ice on cake. How you gonna put ice on?
The icing on the cake. The ice.
No, it's icing.
Icing on the cake.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the LD world. Today we have an interesting video for you guys. We're gonna talk about, was it worth moving in with each other before we got married?
Yeah.
If you guys like the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the family. We'd love to have you, and turn on that notification bell because we post Monday through Friday. You guys are in all different kinds of locations, so you do want to be alerted for when we do post our videos. But without further ado, let's get started. So there's a lot of different viewpoints on if you should move in together
Yeah.
before you get married, or if you should move in together after you get married, or so on and so forth. What we're gonna do in this video, we're basically gonna talk about it from our point of view,
Yeah.
from what we did, not necessarily on like what you should do,
No.
but just kind of what we did
Yeah.
and how it worked out for us. Give you guys a little bit of a background. Dua and I, we actually did move in together, but it wasn't like a full move in.
That's what I was gonna say. Let's explain like how we moved in together, because not everyone is gonna say that's moving in together.
Yeah, you go ahead
So
and
I
explain
would
that.
say the first time that we kind of moved in together is when you came to Barcelona.
Yeah, it was about a 3-month. Well, it was. 3
Yeah,
months.
it was 3
Yeah,
months.
'cause I
He
only had
came
9
over
days.
summer. He came over summer. We had probably been together for what, two years?
2 years,
More or less.
more or less. You know.
You have no idea. He came to Barcelona over the summer for 3 months, and
It was the best 3 months of our life.
uh,
Let's be honest. It was a struggle. One, you have to think about it. We were in a long distance relationship for the longest, so we never were even close to each other. Now, I did come back. I did come over and visit, and she would come visit me, and that would be like a month or so. But this was like an
that
actual
was 3 months, and yeah.
every single day. And for me, it kind of played with my mind.
So I think like the biggest problem there was that he moved into my place, and I feel like you didn't, correct me if I'm wrong,
I will.
I feel like you didn't feel it was your place.
You know, I didn't think that would bother me, but over time it did.
Yeah.
Because she had a rabbit running around all over the place. It wasn't even caged, it was just out 24/7.
Free roaming. There's a lot of people that free roam rabbits, but
Yeah, but Lance doesn't. And that kind of bothered me, as well as I didn't really have like space. It was a
Yeah, it
smaller
was-
flat. And I felt like I didn't have any say. I didn't know what was going on with the bills. I didn't know what was going on. Like, could I decorate the apartment? Could I do this? I
Yeah.
felt like I was still on vacation,
yeah.
which
Because
technically
obviously
I
you
was.
just came there for that's what I was gonna say, because you just came there for 3 months and you were,
I thought it was gonna be long term.
yeah?
Yeah, remember it was supposed to be long term,
Oh.
but it wasn't. Because there was just so much we haven't even figured out. And that was another thing that affected it, was how to get my residency.
Yeah.
And that stressed me out 24/7. But back to the relationship part of it, it just didn't.
I will say this, it was difficult time, but I think it was necessary.
It was definitely necessary. I came into it with expectations.
Yeah.
We talked about this before you do anything, throw out the expectations.
Yeah.
I had expectations for this, that, and I'm not gonna say she didn't meet them.
I just
but-
didn't know that. Like I was just,
Exactly.
yeah.
She was just living her life. And I was just like, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to be like this, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So it caused arguments and frustration.
We broke up during that 3 months,
And
like
I
a few
obviously ended up
times.
leaving.
Yeah, he ended up leaving,
But that wasn't because of the relationship.
No, because I remember like you were really sad about leaving.
I cried.
Like first you were like you really wanted to leave because we were arguing, we broke up, like nothing was working, but something happened towards the end where we realized like we wanted to be together.
Yeah.
Like it was the weirdest thing. when I'm thinking about it now.
But before we go into that, let me ask you this. Was moving in together at that time good for our relationship? Was it healthy for our relationship?
Like I said, I don't think it was necessarily like healthy for our relationship, but I do think we needed it. There was some, I don't know, like both for me to understand you better, for you to throw out the expectations. Like you wouldn't have done that if we didn't do this.
Yeah. That
So I
process clicked something in my mind to like, okay, I know for sure, because I knew I wanted to be with Dua, but you know, especially for us guys, we need like a sign. We don't necessarily know for sure, but after that process, I knew for sure what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so I think like it wasn't like the healthiest thing that we did, but still at the same time, it was necessary.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It was necessary because it kind of gave us a deeper insight of our relationship.
Imagine if we would have gotten married before that, and then moving in together, and that would have been the first time. Like it would have been horrible. And me maybe being in the States.
Hold on, I'm imagining it. Dang, that is horrible.
It would have been really bad. Especially if it happened in the States and I was alone there, and it would have been a mess.
It would have been a mess. We would have.
I'm
I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I mean. This is kind of our relationship and everybody out there. Why should we move in together before marriage? And why shouldn't we move in together before marriage? So I want you to answer why you think it is good to move in with somebody before marriage.
Because I think you do not know the person fully until you move in with them.
I agree.
Like there are so many things that they can be a completely different person outside their apartment. You don't know.
Yeah.
Because both like with physical stuff, like if they're messy or whatever, and also they could be like really happy and on the outside, and then in their apartment they're actually like struggling with stuff, or like there's so much that could be going on.
There is.
And I don't think that comes out until you move in together, because that is when it's like forced out of you because they're always there.
But on the flip side of that, I think that when you do move in together before marriage, it also gives you, when things go wrong, I feel like it also gives you an easy out. So for example, you're in a relationship. It's not working out with the person that you moved into because they're messy, or they're not used to your routine, or they're whatever it may be. Then it's like, hey, you know, our relationship isn't working out. Let's break up, and you just got to find your own place. Marriage, you can't necessarily do that. You just work through it. So I think when you move in together after you get married, it teaches you how to work through the hard times, and it teaches you how to mix your lives together.
I agree, but at the same time, like there are people out there that won't change, even after you get married, and that's where it's like, yes, maybe most people will, you know, fix their whatever the other partner thinks you need to fix, but what if like one person is like really messy and you didn't know that, and then you get married and the person is just not gonna fix that at all? Like it's,
I don't have an answer for that.
No, that's just an example of like it can work out if you don't move in together, but it could also like then it would have been an easy way out like before, because that person is not gonna change, instead of ending it in a divorce.
I think that there's a lot of couples. I think that, not there's a lot of couples, but I think that a lot of relationships end before they begin because they move in together. Of course it could be 50-50. Of course there's situations where that doesn't happen. There's always different outliers.
Yeah.
But I think that people because they're with somebody and they notice those things and they're just like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, it's just an easy way out.
Yeah.
So, it definitely is.
And by all means, we're not here to answer whether or not, because we don't have the answer. We did it completely, our way of doing it was completely unorthodox. So we're not here to answer whether or not you should move in with somebody or you shouldn't. But it's an interesting topic to discuss.
I just question, like, if you're gonna spend the rest of your life with that person, like, what is the thing that's stopping you from seeing how they are in an apartment?
That's a good question
because
to ask our viewers.
You're spending the rest of your life with that person, and like I said, there are some things that come out only when you live together. And it's like, how would you not want to see that
in real life, to see it in action
before committing to that person forever?
That's definitely a question to ask our viewers. Hey, comment down below and let us know what you think. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
But I do have another question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you have done it any different, like how we did it? Now when you look back, would you want to change anything?
Personally, no.
No?
Because if we didn't go through that bad experience, I don't know if we would be where we are today.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because that literally put the nail in the coffin for me. Did I say that right? In the nail, hit boom, coffin nail. You know how they got it back in the day? Okay. But that literally like sealed the deal for me.
Put the ice on the cake.
Ice on cake. How you gonna put ice on
the
cake?
The icing on the cake. The ice.
No, it's icing.
Icing on the cake.
Learn English. But it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if I didn't go through that experience with you then, because it was a domino effect. Once I knew
everything happened
what it was, and it did. And I knew at that moment, I was like, this is the person that I want to marry. I always had that thought. I was like, I would like to marry her, or she's the type of woman I'd like to marry. But after that, I knew for sure. I was like, this is who.
That's like, I remember that moment, and it's the craziest thing because it went from us breaking up because of some, some issues in the apartment to us realizing we want to be together.
So I personally wouldn't change it, and I think that the way that we did things, it was worth
it
going through. Now there's people out there who are struggling with, should I move in with this person, should I not? I don't believe in moving in before marriage or anything like that. Like I said, I can't answer that for you.
I think a good way to because most people that don't want to move in together, I think, are like religious people, and I think like a good way, like, because we didn't like fully move in together, did we?
No, we didn't. We only spent 3 months together.
That's what I was gonna say. Like a good way to do it. Not if you don't want to move in at all, like you. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, maybe like
test out some
like a month. Like, there's a lot that you will see.
Yes.
From that person in a month.
Test out some long-term living arrangements somehow.
Without
you don't have to fully go into.
Yeah.
I like that. Your brain is like.
Because you're not really moving in, like, you're just moving into their place for like a period of time, just like Airbnb. But you're not like moving in together, like decorating everything and like getting your own furnitures, and so I think it
might be a solution. It might not work, but it might be a solution. Like I said, we don't know, but it worked for us, and we were a weird situation.
Yeah.
We're a very weird situation, and I don't think it helped that we were long distance. There's a lot of people who are couples and they live in the same city, so they can kind of see that.
Yeah.
But they kind of can't.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on the individual. But
we
for
had
us,
to, because we were in a long distance.
Yeah, she was living in Spain. I was living in the States. Like, there was no testing. We either had to figure it out or not, and
we couldn't just go off a FaceTime
Forever.
conversation.
Yeah, and then get married. No. But it was a situation that I think God allowed us to go through to put us in the situation that we are now.
Yeah.
So I can't
And it
say.
made us realize that
It really did.
we wanted to.
Yeah. So yeah, we can't say if we should or shouldn't move in together. I don't know.
It's different for everyone.
It is, but it helped us.
Yeah.
It helped us big time. Big time.
But you're gonna be with me forever.
So that's kind of our background on how we moved in together and how
Yeah.
we tested it out before we actually got married. And that's kind of our 2 cents on it. But like we said before, if you agree or disagree or how do you feel about it, we are asking you the questions now. So we definitely want you guys to comment down below and let us know your thoughts, because it's a subject that a lot of people talk about, whether it's right or wrong.
It's really big in the States. It's different in Europe. Everyone.
Well, it depends on where in Europe.
Yeah, but most of.
And I think it depends on family background, because Europe's a very diverse place in a lot of countries, and it
Yeah.
depends on the family background.
Yeah.
But in the States, it is big. In the States, it's one way or another. In the States, it's like, don't move in before marriage, or yeah, test it out. And that's really nice. I don't think there's an in between.
No one would not move in together before marriage in Iceland.
Really?
Like, no one.
I don't explain that. Like, people don't really like do marriage in Iceland, or they do, but it's not like.
It's like 50-50 of if people get married or not, but everyone moves in together after like maybe just when you make the relationship exclusive, like you're in a relationship.
See, that's interesting.
You move in. You even have kids before, but then you have your own place and all that. But you will have kids and stuff before even getting married.
See, that's interesting. I can't say it is or isn't like that in the States, because the States is 100 times bigger than Iceland. But it just kind of depends on the individual. So I'm interested to see what you guys will say about that. But that's our background on it. I'm really, really happy that it did work out, because otherwise I wouldn't have this beauty sitting to the right of me. Your left, my right. But like we said earlier, comment down below, let us know your thoughts. That's all we got for this video. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We love to have you, and turn on that notification bell so you can be alerted for when we do
Oh, I'm
post.
gonna make a sandwich. I'm hungry. Oh, you're not.
We'll see you later, dudes.